And welcome to Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park here on this beautiful Friday evening for this round 10 Women's Premier League clash between Litchfield and Casuarina. The competition's really heating up as we reach the midpoint here. So Casuarina currently in third place in a group of three that's cleared out with Mindel Aces, Hellenic and themselves. And then Litchfield in a tight battle for fourth with NT Yappers, the women's Indigenous side, with Azuri in six as we enter here tonight. My name's John Dean. I'm joined by John Tambouris, football director, technical director. I get that wrong every time, John. Apologies for that. Technical director for Football Northern Territory here joining me tonight. And John, what do you see?
Litchfield, a lot to play for tonight. Obviously, Litchfield are trying to get into the top four. We spoke about it before the game. Obviously, Casuarina, they're trying to maintain their run. Obviously, they won last week. They want to try and maintain that unbeaten run. But I think Litchfield will give them a run for their money tonight, and I expect a big game tonight.
Yeah, so it's been a tough run, I guess, for Litchfield. They had the Yappers on the weekend on Saturday, a 3-1 loss there to the Yappers, but then they turned that around on Wednesday night, not even 48 hours ago, for a 0-0 draw, and it's going to be almost the same 11 that backs up here to start tonight for Litchfield. So there'll be some sore and solid bodies out there. As a former pro yourself, how do you back up 48 hours after a game to do it all again?
Again, managing your body. I mean, obviously looking after those injuries, obviously getting the right food into you. Obviously sleep's a key factor as well, and rest. So speaking to Greg as well during the week, he was obviously talking about tactics, and just speaking about tactics, they haven't really done much on the training paddock. So obviously trying to reserve the energy, because obviously they've got a lot of games coming up in the next 4 to 5 weeks. So he's looking for those 3 points tonight, and I can see this one going down to the wire tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, we've got Casuarina, as I said, clearing out in that sort of group of three, but there's a few big outs that we'll cover during the call, and a few big ins for them as well. So a couple of debuts tonight, but we might leave it there and come back in just a few minutes with kickoff here as Litchfield take on Casuarina in this round 10 Women's Premier League clash. And welcome back here to Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park. We'd like to acknowledge the elders, past, present and emerging, as we kick off here this Women's Premier League match, round 10. It's Casuarina in their traditional black and white check, running from left to right on your screen. Taking on Litchfield here, as we just spoke about in the pre-game, John Tambouris, with their second game in 48 hours, running from right to left in the first half.
Again, looking at what's going to happen today, I'm obviously looking at sore bodies. We spoke about it before the game kicked off today. How they manage their bench today will be key. I think Greg will be looking to his bench and looking at players to come on and make a difference. Obviously, you know, the next 4 weeks is going to be quite hectic for the players. So as long as he manages his bench and manages his players, I can see Litchfield getting through this and maybe creeping into that top 4.
Yeah, it's very, very tight for that fourth position. They're tied at the moment with the NT Yappers, but separated only on goal difference as we see the ball bouncing around in the midfield. We'll take this opportunity to run through the team sheets for both teams for you. So in goals tonight for Litchfield, we have number 1, Carly Ann Thielen. Number 2 at right back is Jessie Brock. Number 13 is Leonie Richards. 14, Kelly Fogarty. 11 is Bella Clark. And in the midfield, number 3 is Rebecca Jenkins. Number 12 is Rachel Thurlow. Number 9 is Erin Davis. Number 16 is Marley Clark. And up top, we've got number 15, Megan Johnson, and number 10, Casey Reid, leading the line. For Casuarina, we've got in goals Lustasa Casemiro just for tonight. And then in the back line of 3, Elizabeth Missob, Lisa Bleakley is in 6, Audrey Suarez is in 10, Jacqueline Angan Smith is in 15. Now, she's a former Marconi player down in Football New South Wales. So look for her to get on the ball early in the 15. Here's that lady I'm talking about comes onto the ball and look to distribute the ball long through. That's comfortably taken by Litchfield. Number 2 is Courtney Wilson. 3 is Alexandra Fulton. 4 is Isabel Pritchard-Davies. 11 is Erica Newton-Aragon. And up top is Jessie Newcomb in 17 and Yolanda K.A. in 14. So, John, what have you seen here early in terms of how they're lining up?
Again, obviously, looking at the way Casuarina have set up today, they're going all out attack. Obviously, you've got Fulton in the middle of the park that tends to pull the strings for Casuarina in the middle of the park. Again, you're looking at Aragon as well. She's impressed me this year, young Aragon on the left-hand side. She's been utilised as a left wing-back when Casuarina go into a 3 across the back. So it looks like she's playing that same role as well, where she'll be on that left-sided wing-back, where she'll be supporting her forward line whenever she gets the opportunity to get forward.
And not just based on their league position on the ladder, John, but given the fact that their opposition's coming in on such a short turnaround, are we expecting Casuarina to really try and dictate the terms here in terms of pace from the off? It was 27 degrees when we walked in here, but you've got a jacket on for those viewers at home as the temperature's rapidly dropping as the sun sets here on the grandstand behind us, and there's a nice breeze rolling in. It'll be 24, 23 degrees by the time we finish up. Beautiful conditions for football. Do we see Casuarina really trying to take this tempo high early?
Look, I think Casuarina will push for the first 15, 20 minutes. The way I've seen Greg and the way he set up his team today, you've got Erin Davis that's playing in the middle of the park. We talk about Erin Davis a lot in terms of what she brings to the Litchfield team. She's their captain. She's their role model. So she's going to have her hands full tonight in the middle of the park with Fulton. So I'm looking forward to that battle. So again, I think Casuarina will press forward as quick as they can and early as they can. It will be a matter of time before they try and keep them at bay.
So it's been a testing opening 4 minutes of the game thus far, as both sides have just sort of felt each other out. And you can see the ball now coming out of the Casuarina end, and that will trickle out for a Litchfield throw coming into the attacking third. This is Newton Aragon will take the throw.
Again, we're only 5 minutes in, JD, but just looking at the way Litchfield have set up, obviously playing with a 4-3-3.
But great ball forward here as Courtney Wilson will probably track this down and look to measure across. Only goes so far as the defender there in Brock, who manages to put that one out for a corner.
She's impressed me this year, Brock, playing on the left-hand side for Litchfield. 2 weeks back, watched her play against Minda Laces and held her own against Matilda Carter, who was on the right wing that night. And it was a great battle to see them two going for it for 90 minutes. But she has really impressed me.
So ball swung in by Fulton. Unable to be met by any Casuarina players, but bouncing in the middle. And that lady you talked about before in Angan Smith tried to take a shot, didn't quite get the technique, but we ended up with a fairly tame effort on goal in the end anyway, John.
Yeah, again, good shot in. Keeper was pretty comfortable with that. And again, the keepers, for me as well, has impressed me as well this year as well for Litchfield. Wanted to obviously see her in the women's select team that we had in.
Yep.
Obviously couldn't make it for certain reasons, which is, but she's one that I've watched through the year, and she's impressed me quite a bit.
That's ball over the top into the Litchfield area. There's opportunity for a strike on the left foot here, but no left foot, so the ball's played out to the left-hand side and recycled well here. The coach will be happy with this, as it's Erin Davis on the ball, and she has a lash from distance that travels wide, but good sign of intent there from Davis. Again,
we talk about Erin Davis. If she gets any space outside the box, she won't hesitate to have a crack, and she's got it in her locker as well, so obviously she'll be disappointed with that effort, but again, good signs early from Litchfield.
So patiently played out from the back here by Casuarina on the North Crest scoreboard side of the ground. Rules changed this year. That shoulder's not a handball anymore there from Miley Clark. Good refereeing from Ben Kyver in the middle to not blow that one.
Yeah, he's one of our talented referees, I can tell you that, young Benny.
Classy stuff there in the middle from Anian Smith. She releases Clark and puts the ball forward. This is a foot race now, but the keeper should claim this and does calm stuff at the back there from Thielen.
Yeah, well read by the goalkeeper. Off her line quickly as she could. And again, ready to intercept. It's Greg, you know, their back four tends to play a high line. And Thielen obviously plays off her line as quickly or as much as she can. So they've got that understanding, the back four and the goalkeeper, which is good to see from Greg's team.
Jacqueline nearly lost the ball there, but she's managed to retain possession. I think that may have been a nutmeg too. Fancy feet, John. Good stuff in the in the midfield there.
Thought she got away there for a minute, but again, as Erin Davis never gives up, came back and put in the challenge.
And unfortunately, that's gone offside to Courtney Wilson, but well cleaned up at the back there by Elizabeth Missob.
So Courtney will play the right wing back role today on that right hand side for Mindle. But again, one of for Casuarina, sorry. But again, watching the way they set up Mindle, every opportunity they get, their wing backs are getting forward and supporting their forward players. So be an interesting night seeing how the wing backs get on.
And it is a fair bit of breeze too. It's favouring Casuarina here in the first half, blowing left to right. But not something that we usually have to contend with here at Darwin Football Stadium. So we'll see if that makes any difference with some of the reads here in the first half as well, because you saw that clearing kick there from Clark didn't get off the ground really at all. So it's clearly had an impact there with that clearance. And whilst they retrieve the ball here for a Litchfield throw, we'll take the opportunity to talk about some of those changes I spoke about in the pre-game. We've got Jacinta Missob and Nikki Kalitsis, both moving from Casuarina in the last few days across to the NT Yappers, which obviously bolsters their side heading into the second half of the season. But how do you see that impacting on Casuarina, John?
Again, they're two vital players. Watching Jacinta and Nikki in terms of where they played this year, they played an integral part in the Casuarina.
Sorry, great run here, John, into the box, an opportunity for a goal, and 1-0. Great finish by Newton Narragan. She made a brilliant run on the left. The 14 was offside. She stayed out of the play, picked it up, and classy finished there for a 1-0 lead here, right on the stroke of 10 minutes.
We spoke about it a couple of moments ago, didn't we? In terms of you know she's playing that left wing back role, and she gets forward as much as she can. And great example there, you know, to bomb on forward and support her forward runs. And credit to her, she's had a really good. She started off very, very good this year in terms of, you know, playing time. She's obviously still young as well. So she's impressed me so far this year.
So ball played through the Litchfield backline, looking for an avenue down the right-hand channel, but that's cut out straight away there by Clark.
So sorry, JD, going back to Nikki Kalitsis and obviously Jacinta Missob, they'll be huge losses for Casuarina FC. But again, great signings for the Yappers. So that's made it very, very interesting.
Yeah, well, certainly Jacinta is the third top scorer in the league, and was certainly Casuarina's top scorer, as we see a pretty harmless effort there, sail wide from Jessie Newcomb. That's going to bring a lot of goals into the Yappers team, because the next highest scorer for Casuarina is Alex Fulton on 4, and then Aragon that we just saw put the ball in the back of the net there, that's her 5th of the season. So it's a lot of goals coming out of Casuarina, a lot of goals going into the Yappers side.
And again, Fulton plays that deep role as well. She plays as a sitting midfielder, holding midfielder. So for her to get herself on the score sheet shows that what a good player she really is. She's great at distributing the ball. She can see a pass. So as this game wears on, you'll see she'll get more and more into the game.
while we're talking about goals, John. So Jacinta Missov's on the 8, third in that Golden Boost race currently as we get to the halfway point in the season. The top 2, both from Hellenic. We've got Gemma Martin on 10 and Rihanna Myatt on 9 goals. So keeping pace with their illustrious male counterparts in terms of goals scored in this Darwin Premier League season.
Yep. And again, both girls obviously playing for Hellenic. Yeah, they've been on fire this year in terms of finishing. You know, they get that opportunity in front of them, they'll put it away. So I did see him obviously play against Mindle. I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago, and they look good going forward. So
that's a ball over the top for Reed to chase, and just could not quite get there. There's an offside flag that I've missed as well, John. So we'll come back just 10 metres shy of the halfway line here for a Casuarina kick after the Litchfield offside. Second time of asking, the ball heads out to the right-hand side and down the channel again for the lady you spoke about before, John, the number 2 in Courtney Wilson. I feel like that avenue is going to be there a little bit tonight, and it's going to be a nice match-up between her and Bella Clark, and Jessie Brock, I should say. And I'm not sure if this is in our shot at the moment, but the AL1 on this near side here, Nasir, has just been given a bottle of Coke and I think what would be some magnesium tablets. He's had some issues with calves, whether it's cramp and whatnot, over the last couple of games. He's actually borrowed some deep heat off some of the Premier League teams to keep going, such as the number of games that the referees get through, John. But danger signs to see him needing that intervention 14 minutes into the first half. As the ball's drifted in, that was dangerous there. Keeper came but did not clear. And we might have a little bit of a knock as well, too, to the Casuarina player there, number 4. Yeah, that's Isabel Pritchard-Davies, who I think must have got trodden on the way through there, John.
Yeah, again, Thielen came out there. I think she was caught in no man's land. So lucky it wasn't worse for her in the end. But again, I think she just misjudged. You spoke about we've got a breeze running from left to right, so maybe ball just got held up in the breeze there.
So Brock with the ball. Can she find a pass? Ooh. You could hear that through the effects mic from here. Shin on shin there, John. Confident stuff from Thielen coming out of her area there, but nearly played herself into trouble, as I think this will be a shot while she's off her line. And Angan Smith just couldn't get the shot on target, but if she did, John, I think it's 2-0.
Yeah, again, great vision, her awareness there, just to see her goalkeeper offline there, and didn't fancy it. Fancied it with the left peg there. Just got her bearings wrong, but again, great imagination and great awareness.
So the young lady I spoke about before, she's represented Marconi previously, I think, for Blacktown Spartans as well, and Football New South Wales prior to moving up to Darwin. So obviously identified as a talent early and got a bit of pedigree there that Casuarina will be looking to use, and with vision like that, you can see why.
Again, great to see players from MPL, coming up to Darwin and playing and seeing their quality.
So it's turned over again in the midfield. Ball played through, lovely 1-2 there. Nicely closed down too at the back there by Litchfield, because they were nearly cut open as the ball comes out down the left-hand channel. Nice footwork and looks for a release. Couldn't release to Reed though. And that's Jennings on the ball. Wilson again in this right-hand channel. Cuts back inside. Left-footed pass. Moving the ball nicely around your Casuarina. It's been 8 or 9 passes before that turnover there, John. It looks really fluent with their movement.
Again, they're a team that they're not as direct as other teams that I've seen in the league. They tend to, get that build-up from the back and play into midfield, and then obviously get ball from midfield into their attacking third and be patient in their build-up. So they're a team that, put the ball down and love to play. And again, when they hit their stuff and they're on, they're on. So, a few glimpses early tonight suggesting that they could be on.
Yeah, another nice ball into the channel there for Wilson, who's got time to measure and again passes the ball back. They've had plenty of options here through the midfield as the ball goes again to that lady we've spoken about before, but that was a lashed shot. There was so much venom in that, John, and keeper spilled it. Ball still open, and AR's flagged for a foul there. I'm not so sure. I know keepers are a protected species, but I'm not sure that Teelan actually ever had control of that, John.
Again, I'll rewind that just quickly in terms of the strike. Great strike outside the box there. Really good strike. Again, it's touch and go. Keepers. Once they spill the ball, we talk about players going in, and we've seen injuries in the past. So, I think the referee got it right with that.
No, got to give the referee credit. He's a lot closer than us, but it just looked like the venom in the shot caused the parry that was a little bit too far in front of her, that caused the 50-50. But yeah, you obviously can't have people going in on keepers, so we'll go with the referee's call.
But what impressed me there, JD, was the build-up to the shot. There was probably 5 or 6 passes before that where they've gone out to the right, they've come back, and then they've gone back into the middle, and then they get a shot on goal. So, good play from Casuarina.
And I haven't seen as many Women's Premier League games as yourself this season, John, but Ricky Fulton recently taking over this Casuarina Women's Premier League side. Has there been a change in the way they go about their business under the new coach?
Again, they're all out attack. They want to attack. They're a team that will try and score 4 and concede 1. So in terms of Ricky's pedigree and the way he wants his team to play, it's an attacking style of football, which is great, and it's entertaining. It's what we want.
I was going to say philosophy that fits in very well with yours, John.
Exactly.
Casuarina just retaining some possession here in the midfield again, looking for that pass to Wilson. And I think she's got them both for pace here as she'll try and measure across into the middle. Plays the ball back to Newcomb. She's playing deeper than she's listed on the team sheet. And the ball's just played out for a throw by Brock. No risk at the back there. It's not a bad option at times, John.
Yeah, again, trying to, regroup, and obviously you're looking at a bit of the body language at the moment. There are some tired legs out there, We spoke about it before the game, how you back up a game in 48 hours. So hopefully as the game goes on, Litchfield starts coming into the game more and more.
And that was a great run forward there from Rebecca Jennings. Tried to pick out Reed. Couldn't quite done it, but Casey Reed's done well to get the ball back. She's just surrounded by Casuarina players. But again, a high press employed here, trying to force a turnover, and it could be, nice little flick on. I was going to say it could be Litchfield ball in the midfield, but they've picked it up just deeper than that. And back again through this right-hand side. This will be one for Jennings to go after again. And Clark just couldn't manage the ball there, and both sides looking to go quite direct, John. A lot of turnovers because they're looking to play that killer ball early. There's not so many balls over the top that are just aimless. There's intent. They're just not getting through to their intended target.
Exactly, and both teams have got intent exactly right. So when you look at it, both teams they're patient in what they're trying to do, which is great. But at the moment, Litchfield are a bit more direct in terms of trying to play that long ball over the top, whereas Casuarina try to play feet and get players into the game and getting their 9 to link up with their midfield and their wing backs.
So that's Kanye with a nice ball forward there.
So we're almost at the halfway point in the first half, JD. What do you see so far?
There's been some really nice passages of play from Casuarina, as you say. There's a much more patient build-up. When you look at Litchfield, they're really, particularly on the right-hand side, favouring us. We might just stop that as that's a beautiful run that's beaten 3 here, and lovely sliding intervention, left, right, cut back in, and nice save there from Teelan to cut that out. But you feel that Jacqueline Anion-Smith is going to be dangerous all night if they give her that sort of time and space in the midfield with the release here. And to finish answering your question, Litchfield, much more direct, as you point out, but they're favouring that right-hand channel, looking to play the ball through to Rebecca Jennings, and then also trying to pick out Casey Reid, who's finding herself a little bit isolated at the top there, often 2-on-1 and 3-on-1 when she does get the ball or is given one to chase.
It's been a quiet evening so far for the Casuarina goalkeeper. Hasn't really had much to do. And Tana comes with a lot of experience there. Obviously played the game, been a rowdy for a very, very long time. And you can just hear her chirping at her back four, talking to the players, trying to get the confidence up.
Yeah, it's been great chat from the back. Pretty quiet through the midfield for both teams. They don't really seem to be that dominant leader in terms of chat that you see in some games, but it's definitely coming from the left-hand side of your screens at the back from the Casuarina keeper, as John's talking about. And for those that don't know by the short name of Tana, that's a Casemiro. Another Casemiro at Casuarina. Brilliant family club, the Rowdies. That's a nice ball into the middle. No one on the end of that. But Thielen wasn't sure whether to come or go there, John.
Yeah.
And nearly created the opportunity there for Newton Aragon to have another lash.
Again, it's one of those balls where do I come or, when you're a goalkeeper, do I come or do I stay? And just put into areas where, it's no man's land for the goalkeeper. So, again, every time she gets on the ball, she creates something. So,
the goal kick's gone 35 on the fly and picked up there in the midfield, ball forward, but cleared out by Litchfield into the halfway sort of area. And this one will go back to Casemiro, asking for both of our left and right fullbacks to open up, and she plays it to Bleakley. Bleakley looks for a ball almost directly into the 9, and you don't mind that, John. She's cut the midfield out. We're looking to play direct. Bit of a change in approach, and that's a nice ball forward too for the midfield by Litchfield. Just couldn't be controlled here on the right-hand side. But Wilson's coming away with it for Casuarina, puts a foot on it, plays it back through the middle, and she'll look for the return ball. Which doesn't quite get there. We're playing advantage. Expect that Wilson will run this one down. We get some numbers into the middle. And Pritchard Davies, great run, was calling for that really early. Always going to shoot, John, but just didn't quite have the technique to get around the ball there to get that right-footed stroke across her body on target.
Yeah, obviously a technique let her down, but in terms of where she actually started that move, in getting the ball in the midfield and playing that ball forward. So again, she's another player that we've seen in the past. When she's on game, she tends to run the show in the middle of the park for the Rowdies. So she's more attacking, where you've got Fulton that sort of sits in front of the back four and distributes. So another good player that the Rowdies have got in their hands there.
Yeah, absolutely. Haven't seen as much of her tonight, but just those two interventions there in that passage just showed her quality. So expect her to come into the back half of this half, John, as more ball tends to come over this right-hand side of the pitch as we look at it on the screen here. That lady we're talking about, Pritchard Davis, winning that ball there and unfortunately turning it over to Litchfield, and it's Jennings bringing it away, going the other way. Couldn't beat her defender, though, at the first time of asking. Second time either, and it's out for a Litchfield throw. It's very condensed, both sides, John, in a rather small area of the pitch. I don't know if that's the tired legs from Litchfield that they've come into the match with, if that's a conscious decision, but certainly not making this pitch one, which is pretty big here at Darwin Football Stadium, very big in itself, really condensing both sides, as that's a nice ball forward here for Clark. Can she get a cross in? We need some numbers in the box here from Litchfield. She's played the ball back for Davis, but it didn't quite make there. Davis, ball's still in, and that will be a corner. No, it's a goal kick. I heard two noises there, John. I don't know about you.
I thought that was a corner as well, JD. So, but again, great interception there by Erin Davis, and then playing that through ball and then supporting that. So,
as Fulton now releases the ball to Wilson. Pritchard Davies couldn't quite measure the pass correctly as Reed gets the opportunity to turn back the other way. Through to Clark. Tries to release Reed. That's not a bad ball, just a little bit heavy, but good signs, John.
Yeah,
good signs.
Great ball there, just a bit too heavy. But again, Tana again, quick off her line, read it, which is what your goalkeeper, what you want your goalkeeper to do. So, again, good signs from Litchfield in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
And certainly in terms of reaction after the goal, body language wasn't great from Litchfield, but they've certainly turned that around. They weathered the storm, and I think they've brought it back up. They're matching Casuarina now. As you said, it's been a good couple of minutes for them, but it was certainly danger signs after the goal, and they've rallied well.
They have, and again, obviously, it's a great ball forward.
Reed's offside there, which is what you don't want from your strike with the ball over the top, because she was in acres of space, and I think she had them all covered for speed had she been onside. Yeah,
she is very, very quick off the mark. We know that. We've seen her in the past, and again, just couldn't hold her line there and fell offside. Well done by the linesman there.
So Fulton will be taking this kick for Casuarina, looking out to this near side. Geez, the wind's got hold of that one because that's curled right back into the middle. But a nice release again. Good cross and
great ball.
Good intervention too.
Great ball in. Again, Aaron had to stretch for that one and clear it. But again, you look at the way Casuarina's set up. They're very dangerous on the wings. They're right and left wing backs. They get on the ball and they get crosses in and they overlap, and it's danger signs for Litchfield.
Yeah, well, I mean, nominally on the team sheet she's down as part of the back three, Elizabeth Missob, but that was a very nice ball in from the right hand side as they play short to Fulton. Fulton crosses the ball dangerously and almost had too much time there, John. Pritchard Davies there, there was no Litchfield players coming out. They were all back deep. Everyone else from Casuarina overrun it, and Pritchard Davies just probably had too much time to measure it and skied that one.
Again, very impressive set piece. That looked like that came straight out of the training paddock, that one there. But again, short corner, caught Litchfield off guard there, and unlucky they didn't go down 2-0 there.
So that was Fogarty playing it back to Richards, who's put the ball away. And we'll have a Casuarina throw here for the lady I was talking about before in Missob. Nope. She leaves it. And it's Courtney Wilson. And we'll play again as that comes up into the grandstand. Picks out Missob, who can't control it, and that's going back the other way for a Litchfield throw. So Jessie Brock looking for options here for Litchfield. Goes the long throw. And she picked out Richards at the first time of asking, but couldn't quite control it, and they'll do wise to play this one back and get it away, and that's what they do to Teelan. Put under a little bit of pressure, but she's got there in the end via Brock. Back out to the right-hand side is the option, and that's where they've gone.
Well, great play. Well played out from the back there.
And speaking to the Litchfield coach before the game, John, he talked about the fact that, he's not upset when they make little skill errors when they're trying to execute the game plan in doing things like we just saw there, where they're trying to play out, because that will come with time and they'll improve as they play at this level longer as a team. But that was nice. They took the opportunity there to try and play out whilst under pressure and did a very good job of it.
Again, sometimes they're great intent to try and play out and trying to play into midfield. Just sometimes the execution doesn't, they get the execution wrong. But again, speaking to Greg in the past, they've got a style of play. He wants to play a certain way, and you can actually see when Litchfield are on, you can see good parts of it, and it comes to life. So hopefully, we see more and more of it as the year goes on.
So that was Marley Clark with the throw there for Litchfield. Back to her again. Kelly Fogarty getting a few touches on the ball as well. And the ball forward for Reed, and that will scrape through as Reed has an opportunity to run at a defender here. And she's done that, shown a nice little drop of the shoulder and tried into that right-hand channel and releases the ball to Jennings, who's turned the ball over, but it'll still be a Litchfield throw here, very much in the attacking third as we come up towards 32 minutes played here in this round 10 Friday night clash.
Again, we spoke about Aragon getting forward. There she was now, just getting back and helping her back line.
Oh, classy stuff from Missob in her own box there. Very confident in her own abilities as she goes on a 30-metre run now, trying to pick out a pass. Ball forward to the one Casuarina player there against two, but she's managed to pick her out, and unfortunately the ball been turned over in the midfield as Fulton wins it back and gives it back to Missob. Again, looking for a forward option, but finds a wiser option in Fulton in the midfield as she's now put the ball forward.
Great
they're
ball.
Steaming onto it here. Great ball forward to Newcomb. Newcomb hasn't quite got the legs to go at herself, but Litchfield, timely intervention, and the ball goes out to that right-hand side again to Jennings.
Yeah, again, well read by Erin Davies there. And then plays a 30, pings a 30-yard ball out to her right wing. Great execution there.
So Smith again, that was on target. Difficult area for Thielen. Didn't have the most pace on it, but she picked her spot and forced a pretty good save.
Yeah, good save by the goalkeeper. Wasn't taking any chances. I think that was just under the post there. So, yeah, looked like she had it covered, but yeah, it was heading to that top corner there.
So as Anion Smith puts this one down for the corner. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. It's going towards the back post, but not quite held at the first time of asking by Thielen. She's asking, though, for it to go out for another corner, but the ball's still in the middle. Fulton couldn't quite get a handle on it, but Litchfield, opportunity to break here if we can get a pass forward. Good intervention in the middle, though, and Fulton's got back. She's everywhere at the moment off this corner. And Litchfield again breaking. Fulton again with the timely tackle. So Missob now in the middle of the field for Casuarina, trying to find an option. Plays it out wide to the 6. That's Bleakley. She gets it forward to nice step over from Anion Smith, but unfortunately Wilson wasn't on a wavelength. Did get the ball in the end though, and it comes back now to Anion Smith. Gets the ball through again. Not a deliberate nutmeg in that one, but nearly end up all the same, John, as we come back the other way again with Casuarina. Sorry, with Litchfield.
It's end-to-end at the moment, JD.
Yeah, it's really opening up here this last 10 minutes of the first half. You feel like there's a goal coming at one end or the other the way that this game's opened up. Jennings again, chest forward to her own advantage, looks to play in the middle. And for probably the one time in the half that Reid wasn't there leading the line, she needed to be, John, because she would have been on the end of that, because it was a nice ball forward from Jennings.
And again, we spoke about Missob getting forward and supporting her. You know, she's the right-sided centre-back there. We've seen her get forward as much as she possibly can and then doing her defensive duties there, which was great to see. Well done. She's impressed me tonight, JD.
Yeah, she's been strong, been confident, and generally picking out the right pass. And so this right-hand channel opens up again here for Courtney Wilson, but they couldn't quite get her the ball at the first time of asking. And again, Jessie Brock with the clearance. Not too many metres gained on that clearance, John, but certainly out of the dangerous area.
Again, just clear the lines, obviously ready to regroup. And
ball forward to Fulton, who just gets a little flick over, and the ball will trickle out here off a Litchfield knee for a Casuarina corner.
Again, Thielen off her line there. In terms of communication, her and Erin Davis there, just...
I think it was Leonie Richards, if I'm not mistaken, that came out. But I mean, if there's no call, if there's no communication, as the centre back, with your back to the attacker, you've got to take no risk and just put that one out for the corner. So no risk defending, and you can't really argue with it, John. So again, this is Anion Smith with the swung-in corner from the left-hand side, the scoreboard side of the field. Ball back into a dangerous area, and attacking it well there was Pritchard Davis. Hasn't got much to show for it, but there's been plenty of attacking intent from her play in this first half, John.
Again, she's talking about Pritchard Davis. It's just probably the third attempt on goal. She could have had a hat-trick tonight. So again, you give her time and space in the 6-yard, she'll punish her. Obviously tonight, she's got a couple of wrong, but as the game goes on, I'm sure she'll get more chances, and Litchfield are going to have to tighten up there.
Picked out the right player in space there with that goal kick. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the Casuarina marking, because Litchfield is still able to find plenty of space here at the back. 37 minutes into this round 10 clash with a goal kick as the throw goes back the other way. Now as Litchfield release forward to the 15. And that's one again for Reid to chase, but she's not been quick off the mark there as the ball's turned out the other way by the number 11 from Casuarina as she looks down the line. End-to-end stuff, as you say, John. Still end-to-end. There'll be some tired legs at half-time in this one.
And we speak about how important it is last, 5 or 6 minutes before the end of the half, players not losing concentration.
So Jennings gets a ball into a dangerous area. Missile with a bit of a hurried clearance there. And Litchfield letting this one roll out for throw, but you'd hope that Jessie Brock can get this one back into play quickly because they've got numbers forward in a dangerous area. So the ball goes back to Brock. She looks to play the ball forward. It's a bit of a miss kick there. It's won by Miley Clark. Pritchard Davis plays the ball forward to Fulton. Again, this right-hand channel has opened up here for Wilson, but they haven't been able to spot that run yet. So they break well, don't they, John Casuarina?
They do.
As soon as they turn the ball over in that middle third, they're breaking well. There's a ball here for Reid to chase. She's got in front here. She's potentially got the ball, but strong work there. Brilliant work from the 10 from Casuarina. That's Audrey Suarez, because I think that Reid was actually in front of her and she managed to muscle herself back into front position.
Again, you thought, Audrey Suarez there, with pace, you could see, experienced campaigner. Just nudged her in the vital time and got in front. But looked like Litchfield was through on goal there for a minute.
Yeah, no, a good nudge. It's a contact sport, John. As Mark Bosnich reminded us all on Wednesday night when the Wanderers were taking on Central Coast Mariners. So good body work again there, speaking of contact from Casuarina, and that's Kanye, who won the ball but turned it over just as quickly in the midfield, and Litchfield coming back the other way. Everybody's on side here as Fulton was back in the goals taking a drink, so Maisie run forward from Litchfield, and unfortunately just couldn't get the shot away, but good stuff from Kelly Fogarty. She seems to have advanced her position in the last 5 minutes, John, moved out of that nominal centre half role and certainly getting on the ball more in advanced areas.
Again, both centre halves, you've got Fogarty and Erin Davis, not afraid to run into space. If they've got that space in front of them, both centre backs will drive into that space. So, again, great to see a centre back. You know what it's like when, we've got centre backs that just, hits a long ball and so forth. It's great to see, new generation centre backs, trying to link up and trying to break the lines and running into space, which is great to see.
And for our younger viewers at home that might be tuning in on a Friday night, John, what sort of centre half were you? Were you a centre back that used to go on a bit of a mazy run upfield, or were you a just get it out of here sort of centre back?
I wasn't get out of here, but I always, lucky enough for me when I was playing, I had good distributors playing in that defensive midfielder role. So they would always come short and get it. It made my job a hell of a lot easier. So there's one in every team, but back in those days, any danger signs, it was Rosette.
As Litchfield look to play it out of their own here again. Throw forward and good body work from Jennings. She's probably the smallest player on the pitch, John, I'd hazard a guess, and she's done some great body work on these throws to position the ball to either her or a team's advantage.
We know she's got pace, JD. She's you put that ball in front of her, she can go. Now, obviously, she's still very, very young, still obviously learning the game as well, but again, one of those talents to look out for in the future.
So throwing again, moving into the Litchfield third here. And Fulton thought about putting it out, thought about coming back inside and decided that putting it out was the better option. No risk there with a 1-0 lead 3 minutes out from half-time. Yeah,
no risk there. And again, you can see from the goal, Katana there just wasn't interested, didn't give her a call back or nothing. So obviously gave the option to Fulton just to get it out.
So throw in from that lady Jennings we're talking about to Thurlow. Beats the first and looks to play the ball back. On the ball now is turned over, unfortunately. But now it's Fulton on the ball for Casuarina. Short to Pritchard Davis. And then out to Erin Davis. She looks to put it straight back the other way and intercepted by Wilson. Second time of asking Wilson. She's turned it over back for Litchfield ball. And that'll go out for a Casuarina throw here on this near side. Throw in from Missob. Intervention there from Kelly Fogarty, and we'll have another turn here into the channel for Fulton, who's got a nice battle brewing with Jessie Brock. The two of them have had probably 4 or 5 run-ins already tonight, so that'll keep going and be pretty good in the second half, I imagine, John.
Yeah, we spoke about it before the game. Brock and Jennings on the right-hand side. So again, looking both players. Can't pick that one at the moment. It's been pretty even, so it's been a great battle. Obviously, Brock, no nonsense defender. I saw against Mindle, against Matilda Carter. Them two went for it, as I said before, for 90 minutes. So looks like it's going to be one of those nights again for her tonight.
Missob again with what's got to be close to a foul throw. But nothing, says the referee. As it looks for the left-footed cross in. Chested down to her own advantage. Well brought down there in the middle, but just couldn't get the shot off, unfortunately. Kanye, but ball's brought back in and then saved out for a corner. And as we go for the corner here in the 44th minute of the first half, we'll take the opportunity to thank our sponsors, Hyundai, long-term partner of football in this country, Umbro, NTF, Steel Line, and Northcrest. Looking at the beautiful Northcrest scoreboard, tick over into the 45th and final minute of this first half here at Darwin Football Stadium, Larrakia Park. So it's Fulton with the in-swinging right-footed corner, hangs it up in the breeze. Nobody really attacking that ball as the ball goes out again to Kanye. Back to the 11, the goal scorer. She's chipped that up, dangerous, but just over the far. So Newton Aragon there didn't really go for power, went maybe for placement, John?
Yeah, again, just in terms of, she's got a great left peg on her, we know that. But in terms of power, just try to, saw the goalkeeper a little bit off her line there, just try to chip the goalkeeper, but just overcooked it there.
So all the time in the world here, as we're not quite 44 and a half minutes in, for Litchfield to take this. They'll be looking to go in at 1-0 at half-time, John, just consolidate this last minute or so, or are we going to see one last final attack?
Again, just looking at Litchfield are obviously still pushing to trying to get one before half-time. I think Greg would be happy with the first half score. I know they're down 1-0. Still got a lot to play for in the second half. Be curious to see what his message would be at half-time.
So Missob with a fairly long throw, but nice intervention from Brock. And not much stoppage time, but there wasn't much stoppages there, John, is it? Referee blows for 1-0 half-time. We'll have drinks. It's a beautiful evening here, the first day of a long weekend. Obviously, Darwin Cup on Monday. And the crowd's building nicely here for this round 10 matches. It's Casuarina 1, Litchfield 0 at the half. We'll go to a holding graphic and watch the replays of the first half before we come back with the half-time show. John, but given the fact that their opposition's coming in on such a short turnaround, are we expecting Casuarina to really try and dictate the terms here in terms of pace from the off? It was 27 degrees when we walked. So ball swung in by Fulton. Unable to be met by any Casuarina players, but bouncing in the middle, and that lady you talked about before in Angan Smith tried to take a shot, didn't quite get the technique, but we ended up with no left foot, so the ball's played out to the left-hand side and recycled well here. The coach will be happy with this, as it's Erin Davis on the ball, and she has a lash from distance that travels wide, but good sign of intent there from
Nikki, in terms of where they played this year, they played an integral part in the Casuarina.
Sorry, great run here, John, into the box, an opportunity for a goal, and 1-0. Great.
So that's made it very, very interesting.
Yeah, well, certainly Jacinta's the third top scorer in the league, and was certainly Casuarina's top scorer, as we see a pretty breeze get through, John, but danger signs to see him needing that intervention 14 minutes into the first half. As the ball's drifted in, that was dangerous there. Keeper came but did not clear, and or can she find a pass? Ooh, you could hear that through the effects mic. Confident stuff from Thielen coming out of her area there, but nearly played herself into trouble, as I think this will be a shot while she's off her line. And a nice ball into the channel there for Wilson, who's got time to measure and again passes the ball back. They've had plenty of options here through the midfield as the ball goes again to that lady we've spoken about before, but that was a lashed shot.
Looking at bit of the body language at the moment, there are some tight legs out there. You know, we spoke about it before the game. You know, how you back up a game in 48 hours. So hopefully,
when you look at Litchfield, they're really particularly on the right hand side favouring, as we might just stop that, as that's a beautiful run that's beaten 3 here, and lovely sliding intervention, left, right, cut back in, and nice save. That's at Casuarina. Brilliant family club, the Rowdies. That's a nice ball into the middle, no one on the end of that. But Thielen wasn't sure whether to come or go there, John.
Yeah.
And playing advantage. Expect that Wilson will run this one down. We get some numbers into the middle. And Pritchard Davies, great run, was calling for that really early, always, as that's a nice ball forward here for Clark. Can she get a cross in? We need some numbers in the box here from Litchfield. She's played the ball back for Davis, but didn't quite make it there. Davis, ball's still in, and that will be a corner. Through to Clark. Tries to release Reed. That's not a bad ball, just a little bit heavy, but good signs, John. That's called right back into the middle, but a nice release again. Good cross. On the team sheet, she's down as part of the back three, Elizabeth Mithsob, but that was a very nice ball in from the right-hand side as they play short to Fulton. Fulton crosses the ball dangerously and almost had too much time there, John. Picked out Richards at the first time of asking, but couldn't quite control it, and they'll do wise to play this one back and get it away, and that's what they do to Thielen. Put under a little bit of pressure, but she's got there in the end via Brock.
A 30, pings a 30-yard ball out to her right wing. Great execution there.
So Smith again, that was on target. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. It's going towards the back post, but not quite held at the first time of asking by Thielen. She's asking, though, for it to go out. So no risk defending, and you can't really argue with it, John. So again, this is Anion Smith with the swung-in corner from the left-hand side, the scoreboard side of the field. Ball back into a dangerous area, and attacking it well there was Pritchard Davis. Run-ins already tonight, so that'll keep going and be pretty good in the second half, I imagine, John.
Yeah, we spoke about it before the game. You know, Brock and Jennings on the right-hand side, so.
But nothing, says the referee. This looks for the left-footed cross in, chested down to her own advantage. Well brought down there in the middle, but just couldn't get the shot off, unfortunately. Kanye, the in-swinging right-footed corner, hangs it up in the breeze. Nobody really attacking that ball as the ball goes out again to Kanye. Back to the 11, the goal scorer. She's chipped that up, dangerous, but just over with a fairly long throw, but nice intervention from Brock. And not much stoppage time, but there wasn't much stoppages there, John, is it? Referee blows for 1 And welcome back to Darwin Football Stadium here at Larrakia Park. It's half-time in this round 10 Women's Premier League clash between Litchfield and the Rowdies of Casuarina. Casuarina taking a 1-0 lead into half-time with a nicely taken finish by Newton Aragon midway through that first half. And as you can see, it's a beautiful night here in Darwin. The temperature's dropped a little bit. My co-host John Tambouris has got the jacket on because it's dropped below 25 degrees. But John, what did you see in that first half there?
Again, in terms of the first 15 minutes, it was all Casuarina. Again, they're pressing forward. Obviously, you could see, Litchfield in terms of where they're at. In terms they've been playing, 48 hours trying to back up playing and so forth. So a lot of tired legs. But as the game's gone on, they're coming more and more into the game. But again, we spoke about Aragon before the game, playing in that left-sided, let's call it wing-back position, because they tend to play with a 3-5-2. Casuarina, and getting forward, creating opportunities, and deserved that goal to go 1-0 up.
Yeah, certainly I think the scoreline's a fair reflection of the game that we've had thus far. And we talked about the fact that Litchfield started with that same 11 that they had on Wednesday night. So as we've spoken about, 48 hours, how was my maths going? 48 hours after. We head into this second half now. The breeze at their backs, is that going to help that direct solid play with the balls over the top, John? Again,
I think it will. And again, Greg will be relatively happy in terms of the way things went in the first half. Obviously, they're only 1-0 down, and they get a goal back. The game's it's up again, and they've got a chance. So, in terms of where they're at, I think he's quite happy. Rowdies obviously had a few chances which they should have put away. But again, looking forward to a very, very interesting second half, JD.
Yeah, definitely. Anion Smith finding herself in brilliant areas, and Pritchard Davis as well. So they've got plenty of attacking weapons, Casuarina. How do you see this one panning out in the second half?
Again, I think those two that you mentioned and Fulton in the middle there, they're creating a lot of problems for Litchfield in the middle of the park. So I think Greg would need to tighten things up in the middle of the park, and obviously their wing backs, they're getting forward. Casuarina's wing backs left and right with Missob as well.
Yeah.
Who's playing centre back today. She's getting up forward as well. But there's been some good signs from Litchfield as well when they tend to go forward as well. Just lack that last pass going into the box or that final pass. So, look, all to play for in the second half, but it's going to be an interesting 45 minutes.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you there and put you back onto a holding graphic before we see the highlights here from the first half. It's John Tambouris and John Dean, and we'll see you shortly for the second half. Welcome back here to the second half of this round 10 Women's Premier League clash between Litchfield and the Rowdies of Casuarina. Litchfield in the red strip with the black shorts, putting the ball forward now, running left to right on your screen in this second half, while Casuarina in their traditional check strip will be running right to left here. They take a 1-0 lead into this second half, and we've seen one change at half-time. Number 17, Jessie Newcomb, has come from the pitch for Casuarina, being replaced by number 8, Rachel Hoffman, who's slotted in, it looks like a straight swap, at the top leading the line. And that's Hoffman there, challenging for the ball now as Litchfield put it back down the line on this near side. Looks likely, we're just saying, John, off air, that Hoffman certainly looks like she's got a bit of get up and go. We're certainly challenging the line, the tired legs in there of Litchfield in this second half.
Yeah, again, obviously we're looking at the way Casuarina have set up. They're looking to press on and try and get another one early in this second half. And we spoke about it, during the half-time talk. 1-0 lead isn't enough. So they'll be trying to force one or try and get another couple if they could. But as I said, Litchfield get one. We've got a game on our hands.
So Anion Smith from distance. That had to be all of 30 metres, John. Ambitious.
Very ambitious, but again, she's got that quality where she can. We saw she had a crack early in the first half, where she tested the goalkeeper. So she's got her in her locker, JD. She does.
So Wilson's played the ball forward, and unfortunately offside there, Hoffman.
Yeah, just a bit too eager to get forward there. Hoffman just couldn't hold her line.
So Hoffman on debut tonight, played some college football in the US, John, US national, but from Bethlehem in Pennsylvania, but it's obviously a product of the college system over there. First game in Darwin, so welcome.
Yeah,
and
welcome. Keen to see how she goes.
And there's a couple of other debutantes tonight for Casuarina if they get on, John. So Jubilee and Phoebe Lamboa, Papua New Guinean, I believe. Both of them their first game of football at any sort of senior level. So I'd be interested to see how they go if they get on the pitch tonight as well.
Yeah, great to see so much ethnicity. We talk about how many players that we have in the Northern Territory, from different countries and nations.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there. As Litchfield steaming onto the ball, looking for the cross shot. Oh, it was I think it was a cross-come shot there. I'm not 100% sure, though, John, from Megan Johnson. We'll give her the credit, though, that it was a shot. But dangerous signs early. She stormed forward onto that and nearly put it in the far corner.
Yeah, and Tana looked beaten, to be honest. She just sort of got it over Tana there, but just couldn't direct it into that top post.
And I'll put it this way. If the breeze was as strong now as it was in the first half, I think that shot from Megan Johnson might have floated in. But based on that reaction, what you've seen here in the first 4 minutes of this second half, John, obviously Litchfield have come out with a clear plan in this second half to attack.
Yeah, and again, I expected that from Greg as well. He knows how important this game is, Can't afford to lose this game. Obviously, they're fighting for that fourth position. So they're going to try. My guess is that Greg's obviously said, we need to get some runs on the table. So, and the intent is to try and score goals. So.
So intervention again from Davis. Looks to put the ball forward for Reed. And Johnson to chase, but that was just a little bit heavy, that one, John.
Yeah, just a bit overcooked for Merrin there. But again, great work from Merrin, winning the ball in her back half and then trying to play that killer pass through. Just execution just let her down.
Thurlow scrapping forward in the middle. Still pressing. Fulton plays the ball out to Anion Smith. She'll play home all the time in the world here for Casemiro. Option right, and she plays it. Missob being closed down, though. Good awareness, John, because she was being closed down pretty quickly there and has muscled her way forward 15, 20 metres before releasing. Ball comes back the other way. Reed, she must have only just been offside there, John. I thought she was on.
Frustrating. That's, we talk about players being lazy and getting caught ball watching. As a coach, that's one thing that does get your blood boil. And the other thing that probably gets your blood boiling is when your wingers get offside as well. Wingers that can see down the line, when they get caught offside, it's not a very good thing.
That must be your number one pet hate, I reckon. Wingers. So for any young wingers coming through in the NTC program and you're looking across the line, don't let John say that you've been caught offside. As there's a bit of aerial back and forth here without anyone really taking possession. It's Missob that puts it forward now and taken in the middle again. Pointing right-hand side, and we've come that way here. Looking down that channel, hit it's the call. And Marley Clark just couldn't pick out a target. Ball forward here for Kanye. Still has the ball. Turns to her own advantage. Looks to play the ball into the middle, but there's nobody there. But she split. Oh, I thought she'd split the two defenders with the ball through. It was a tasty-looking ball, John.
Great vision there, just to try and switch the ball there, but well read by the Litchfield defence.
So it's Kanye again with the ball. Plays it to Fulton. Off to Anyon Smith, who couldn't control that time. Coming back the other way, but Missob stands out and takes it. Ball in the channel here. There's two. Hoffman says, no, you take it. Ball back in. I thought that was going to be laid across for her opening goal in the first 5 minutes of her career here in Darwin, John.
Yeah, again, I think she just took an extra touch when she didn't have to, and just all she had to do was just get that ball over or get that ball, squared across. But again, worrying signs for Litchfield, as you can see, both left backs and right backs, getting forward and trying to get crosses in.
Yeah, so Wilson just couldn't pick out the cross there to Hoffman, but danger signs, as you say, and the ball will be taken now on the right-hand side, the far side, the north crest side of Darwin Football Stadium here by Alexandra Fulton, who will have the right-footed in-swinging corner. She hangs it up at the near post, and at the second time of asking, Thielen's taken that one comfortably.
Yeah, great take by the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, difficult. She had plenty of players around her and has set Jennings off on a run here. Very open coming back the other way there, Casuarina. It was nearly one-on-one with the three girls at the back. And there'll be the second substitution here of the night. And it's the number 9 coming on for Casuarina. I'll get you to have a look at that team sheet there, John, as it's Missob that's coming off. Yeah, Saria Malboy Hudson coming on for Casuarina. And it's a like for like by the look of it. She's dropped straight into that right back position that Missob did a pretty good shift in for the 53 minutes that she was on the pitch, John. Yeah,
again, I thought she had a really good game today. Missob, more attacking, but again played as a right-sided centre half in a 3, and looked quite comfortable.
And again, unfortunately here, Reed's offside as that ball comes back the other way. It's almost too direct for her. She's just not having time to get back, and we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. It's not a combination of, it is a combination, I should say, of lazy and tired legs. This is their fourth half
and we speak about it. She's that quick that she could actually still stay on side and still get there. So, yeah, I just think just needs to judge the ball better and get into better positions before she receives it.
As it was Pritchard Davis that released the ball down to Wilson again. That right-hand channel is just opening up beautifully for Casuarina, isn't it? She's played really well so far, Jessie Brock, but they just keep coming at her, and she's going to be wearing on in the second half.
Again, they're trying to create that overload on that right-hand side, and you've got Pritchard Davis now that's just great strike and good save by the goalkeeper.
So by pattern of play, John, both sides seem to fancy their right side. As another shot from distance.
Great save.
No, I don't know if she's the most confident player on the pitch or the most confident player in Darwin, John. The way that Jacqueline Annion-Smith is taking on these strikes tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody with this much confidence in a long time.
And again, she saw the goalkeeper off her line. She's not just having a shot. She's seen the goalkeeper offline, and she's impressed me quite a bit tonight in terms of her willingness to have a go from outside the box.
And that's unfortunately a little bit of an overhit ball forward there from Rachel Thurlow. We'll come back with a Casuarina throw to be taken by Erica Newton-Smith. But on that, Carly-Ann Thielen runs a very fine line, John Tamboris, in terms of that almost sweeper-keeper role that she plays because, yeah, those shots, they've been ambitious, but they've not been shots that you're angry at your player for taking on because they're there to hit, aren't they?
Exactly. And, we're looking at players that are creative and, have got that awareness where, just from doing one thing in a game, they could change the outlook on a game, on the result.
And that's a ball that could do it from Pritchard Davies, but again, Thielen quick off her line. But that was a beautiful 30-metre ball forward for that girl we talked about that come on at half-time, Hoffman. That combination already looking dangerous, and they've only played a few minutes together.
Exactly, and she'll settle in as the Rowdies. They'll make her settle in as quickly as possible, and already there's signs that she's going to play an integral part in the Rowdies' premiership season or competition.
Yes, a brilliant hold-up play in the midfield, but just couldn't find an option there, Yolanda Canyo. And it's come back the other way with Jennings. Lovely footwork there. That was beautiful stuff from Bella Clark, John. The little right foot, left a defender behind, and they've put the ball through into the channel for Reed, but she was heading out when the ball was heading in. And open up again, you can hear the call coming from Casemiro to the substitute that's come on there in Malboy Hudson. And she plays the ball back nicely. They're out here, Casuarina, and they're away. Ball down that right-hand channel again. But unfortunately forward to nobody in the middle.
Yeah, just the wrong option. Again, that final pass into that front third is just what's let them down there. But again, willing to pass it around, play it around the back, play it into midfield, and then play it into their forward line. Just got it wrong on that final pass.
One for Jennings to chase, and she seems to be onside. Tried to play it first time into the middle, and she's happy to settle for a corner, John. So I was saying before we got into that exciting passage of play, both teams are favouring their right-hand side when they're in attack. So the game's got a real cyclical sort of flow to it as Casuarina head down their right-hand channel, Litchfield win the ball and then break over into their right-hand channel. So there's going to be some kilometres done tonight by all and sundry on the pitch if this continues in the way that it's done so far.
And Litchfield have been pretty good on set pieces. They're taking a short one here now.
Yeah, so let's see what their short corner routine does. It's a 1-2 ball over into the middle. No shot there. Look to play the ball through. It looked promising, though, with the first short ball through, though, John, to Jennings, and then she played back. You thought maybe the chip in was on, but certainly something to work on there for Litchfield as Bella Clark again comes forward. She's really stamped her authority on this right-hand side in the early minutes of this second half, John. Must have got a rocket at half-time, perhaps, because she's come out firing.
Again, we spoke about Aragon. She had a bit of space in that first half where she was creating a few dangerous runs and there was a few opportunities that, she could have got onto the score sheet again. But obviously Greg's on top of that and has tightened things on his right-hand side there.
Yeah, and Leonie Richards just stepping back now into her defensive position, and Jessie Brock steps out to win the header to her own advantage and has to go on a 30-metre run after it that she says, no, Reed, you go, and it's no nonsense from Malboy Hudson at the back to play that one out for a Litchfield throw on the North Crest scoreboard side of the ground. Good ball over the top here to Leonie Richards that I just spoke about in a more advanced position here than she was in that first half. Obviously, got some licence to try and peg one back here for Litchfield because she's a long way up the field for a nominal centre half.
Again, loads of experience, Leonie Richards, in terms of what she brings to the Litchfield team. Normally plays an out-and-out centre back, but again, has that experience where she could play anywhere.
So it's Brock. Tries to find a pass. Snuck through a couple of players there and has gone to Litchfield's advantage as they get the ball through forward for Reed to chase, but again, it was just a little bit too far. They're just not breaking for them tonight, Litchfield. That was a really promising opportunity there after a pretty loose ball through the middle.
again, they're getting in good areas, JD, but just that final execution is what's letting them down tonight. So
Pritchard Davies back to Fulton. Fulton looks to measure the ball across to Hoffman, but unfortunately she's offside. The only person keeping her onside was Yolanda Kanye, and that's not how the offside rule works, John.
Exactly, JD, and again, she'd be disappointed with that. Obviously, Litchfield, living dangerously and playing that high line. So
I hate to say it, John, but that was a winger looking across the line that got caught offside.
yeah, again,
We just spoke about it. That's your number one
We just
pet
spoke
peeve.
about how wingers should be able to see everything. So, especially down the line. So
As we come just past the hour mark here in this round 10 clash, the ball's chipped over the top by Litchfield, but picked out in the middle there by Fulton. And it's coming back the other way again through Hoffman. She's seen plenty of balls since she's come on this first 15 minutes here. Back to Fulton. They can get it out the left. There's options on, but she hasn't seen the run early. Holds the ball up in the midfield. Plenty of time on it and looks to play the ball forward to Anion Smith. Anion Smith again forward to Pritchard Davies. Davies looked to play the ball to Hoffman, but Hoffman wasn't on a wavelength, and Casuarina there. That ends rather meekly for what was a really promising attack through the midfield, and they had all the big names we've been calling a lot tonight on the ball through that passage of play, John.
yeah, great build-up play, and again, Hoffman just on her heels there, just wasn't expecting it. So looks like Casuarina's going to do. It's going to be another sub here, Casuarina.
And it's the number 12 coming on for Casuarina. Jubilee that I spoke about before at half-time, Lamboa. So this is her first game of senior football, and it's the number 10 that's coming off in Audrey Suarez. So be interested to see how Jubilee goes. I believe she's going to drop into right back, but we'll see how they line up as we move forward into this next passage of play. Fulton sort of took the ball off her own player Bleakley's toes there as they weren't quite on a wavelength, and Litchfield come back with it the other way. Good first touch from Jubilee. I'll refer to them both by first names in anticipation of them both being on the pitch at the same time, John.
Yeah, that would do her confidence a world of good, obviously.
And a good second touch too, John.
Yeah, she looks quite tidy again.
Good challenge in the middle. Hard work from both players.
Yeah, crunching tackle there.
Nothing in it. They both get up laughing and smiling and walk away. It's exactly what you want to see. Good hard football. Leonie Richards just won her team a foul.
And Alex Fulton's not going to pull out of anything. We know that, JD.
Ball over the top. Erin Davies won to chase here. She's got the ball in front. Just sort of lost her footing there as the ball went away, but clearly there was a touch there because the way that Courtney Wilson was tracking that one down, I think she was concerned that she was going to give away a corner. And they haven't, but they've given away a throw here. And the throw will be taken by Marley Clark. Couldn't find a target there, Clark, and the ball's won by Kanye. Back into the mixer by Clark. Anion Smith says no. Erin Davis with a loose touch. Back to Anion Smith. Picks out Fulton. Sort of telegraphed that one, unfortunately. They've been going from her to Pritchard all night. No foul there, but all action tackle. Fulton again loses her footing, but still retains possession. Ball forward, but picked out again by Bella Clark.
Some tackles flying in, JD.
Yeah, there appears to be an injury here, unfortunately, for Litchfield. So we'll see what comes of that. As we've got a break on here, ball in the middle from the goal scorer, but picked out there by Jessie Brock, and she puts it away into the right-hand channel for Jennings. Jennings will probably put this one out. No, she's given it to her teammate. They're just waiting for the referee to stop it. No, he won't. And unfortunately, Rachel Thurlow's had to put the ball out for some attention here for the Litchfield player down midway through their forward half. Both teams taking the opportunity here to take a drink. The trainer's still not been waved on.
Yeah, it was a crunching tackle in the middle of the park.
So Erin Davis, I think, will try and walk this one off, John.
Hopefully
Right ankle by the look of it.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too serious.
Can't tell if she's laughing or crying at this point, John. think she's just telling her teammates, yeah, I got crunched. It hurts.
Looks like a cork.
So it is a Casuarina throw here. Fair play would dictate they should throw this one back to Litchfield. You would expect that's what's going to come here from Kanye. There's a lot of conversation going on, and Anion Smith says, no, we'll kick this back to the keeper, FIFA fair play, and well done by all involved. So Thielen, long release, beats them both at the first time of asking. Roll out for a throw that will be taken for Casuarina by Wilson. Nasir, the linesman on the near side, seems to have recovered from his earlier cramps, John. That's always good to see because he's got a long night ahead of him, still with another Men's Premier League game after this.
We forget how much work our referees do, JD, and credit to them. I mean, especially with the 6 weeks that we've got now coming up, and in terms of games, every midweek games and games on the weekend. I mean, I saw him, he was doing a couple of the NCC games as well.
As Reed breaks here, nice little step over, but again, timely intervention from Casemiro, who puts it out on this near side. But that was a dangerous ball through for Litchfield. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were talking about referees, mate.
Yeah, they've had a pretty jam-packed 2.5 weeks. They've still got another 3.5 to go. So, all credit to the referees. They do a fantastic job. And Albert Krause, who's head of refereeing in the Northern Territory, has done a fantastic job with the referees.
So we'll credit Leonie Richards there with a shot. Unfortunately, not shot on target from 30 metres out. But, yeah, for those unfamiliar with the Darwin Premier League, we've got the full 20-round season taking place. And so in order to get that all those games in with COVID-19, we've got catch-up games being played every Tuesday night for a 6-week period in the Men's Premier League and the Wednesday nights in the Women's Premier League. So you've got round 19 has taken place over last week and this week, and still one more game to go to get that round completed, and then round 20 is still going forward for the men. So it's a jam-packed fixture list.
It is.
Often 3 games in 7 days for teams, and referees no different. And as we've spoken about a couple of times tonight, Litchfield having to do 2 games in 2 days, well, nearly 2 games in 3 days, 48 hours in between, as part of their 7-day schedule. So credit to all the players and all the officiating crew involved in that, because it's no mean feat.
Exactly. And looking at it, we are very, very lucky. We are playing football, JD. Obviously, there's parts of Australia that are on lockdown at the moment, so there's no football. So we are very, very lucky. And I always used to say, if we're playing football, I always used to love playing midweek games. She didn't train much, so...
As the ball comes back now for Clark. She's turned it over, and Casuarina can break. Ball didn't quite make it to Hoffman's feet, but she can still look to take the ball on here. She comes back into the midfield, looking for an option. It's behind her, no tricky back heel. Instead, tried to play the ball forward into an area. I don't know if that was the right option there, John.
Yeah, I think she... probably wrong option there in terms of execution. I think she had more time than she actually thought she had there. So
nice feet from Clark, who found Jennings, tried to find the ball forward. They've really gone with a 2-pronged attack here in this second half, Litchfield. Not so much one-out stuff. You've seen Megan Johnson really get forward to try and support Casey Reid. And somewhere in there was a handball. As my co-commentator, John Tamboris, is stuffing his face with chips and gravy that he's just wiped onto my shirt. Thank you very much for that, John.
Well, for the spectators that are hearing us, or if they're not here at the game tonight, get down here, because the chips and gravy are absolutely fantastic. So I want to credit Lee, who's in the canteen tonight. Serves up some great
chips and gravy, John.
Great chips and gravy.
You stick to eating, mate. I'll do this call for a little bit here. As Litchfield nearly played themselves into trouble playing the back pass there in their own half, but we've got a Casuarina throw, and unfortunately the gate has been opened for the Casuarina Rowdies men's team to come in and do their warm-up, and the ball's gone out, so that'll be rolling all the way down to pitch 2. So we've needed a second ball to be brought through for this throw-in that'll be coming here on the near side, the grandstand side here at Darwin Football Stadium. And it's Pritchard Davies that puts the ball in to Anion Smith, and we know that she won't be shy of shooting, and she's taken that on, but the rebounds come back to Kanye. She's played onto her left foot, back to Smith. Lovely footwork, but just couldn't fashion a chance. Tried to take it on there with a snapshot with her left foot. Good ball forward. Geez, that's just gone over the bar there, John, from Kanye. That was a nice shot there with the green boots.
Yeah.
And we've got a substitute here as we line up for the goal kick to be taken by Litchfield in the 70th minute.
Yeah, great effort there. Just got underneath it just a little bit there. But in terms of good intent and just over the bar. Keeper look beaten.
So as we tick over 70 minutes, it's Megan Johnson that will be coming from the pitch. And it's the number 6 that's coming on for Litchfield. And I think we'll find that is, as we flick through our notes here, it's got Jarawee Chimsud, and I believe she's referred through as Ange. So Ange Chimsud, welcome to the game. She's gone straight up top to partner Casey Reid in that number 9-10 combination, wearing number 6 on her back. And she's there for the run. Ball put forward a little bit heavy from Jennings, but that would have been lovely. First touch may have been a goal there. Had the ball been a little bit better, John.
Yeah, great. Again, great opportunity there for Litchfield. Again, execution. It's been a story of the night, JD. You know, that final pass has let them down tonight.
But promising, right, for a side up against what is one of the traditional heavyweights, and certainly a heavyweight this season in this competition. They're creating chances, and they had a little bit better execution in the final third. They could be either even or in front in this game as the opportunities presented, and there was not much communication coming from the 4 Litchfield players. Plenty there in the area, which is what you want to see, but nobody really took control, and the ball nearly fell for for Casuarina, but they come back the other way.
It's end-to-end at the moment, and again, you know, we spoke about, you know, the goalkeeper clearing her lines, just that communication is, you know, they've lacked that communication, her with her back 4 tonight.
So another substitution here for Casuarina. It's Faith Abayo coming on in the number 5, replacing number 14, Yolanda Kanye. Plenty of chances for Kanye, so we'll see if the same happens for her replacement, Abayo. But you fancy that she might get a goal if she has a little bit of luck.
Yeah, like for like there. She's very familiar in that number 9 position as well, so she'll play up top for the Rowdies.
And so Hoffman tries to play the ball off. This is Jubilee that's on the ball, remembering that's the debutante, first game of senior football. It's been good since she's come on.
Yeah, she looks very, very comfortable on the ball.
Erin Davies. Maisie run through the midfield, beats 2, one of them twice. She's taken it on from 35, that's high, and didn't look confident at all as soon as that came off the boot, the keeper, did she? Casemiro looked like she was struggling to make her ground and just managed to put that one out for a corner.
Yeah.
Ambitious effort from Davies from 30 out, but nearly got the reward.
Yeah, again, Davies has got that in her locker as well. You know, anything outside the box, she'll have a hit. But keeper looked stranded at one point there. Lucky to get a save and tip it past the post.
So nobody from Litchfield lined up to take that corner. I'd suggest that one of the replacements is obviously the designated corner taker because they had nobody there. And striding over to take that ball now is the number 11, Bella Clark. So it'll be a right-footed in-swinging corner by the look of it. And referee and AR1 just saying to Hearts, get that ball off the pitch. That's got to be a fine of some description, doesn't it? Ball just chipped in at that near post again. Keeper couldn't claim it the first time, but bounced it to herself. Good skills with the bouncing, John.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that
great.
for a while from a goalkeeper.
She's got that experience, and things don't look good here for Erin Davis. She's obviously hobbling, still hasn't recovered from that knock, so don't see her continuing.
She's out on this right-hand side, and unfortunately the ball's going to come her way. So that's Clark. Turns the ball over. Newton Aragon, the goal scorer. She's seen the keepers off her line, measured it up, curled it, and that has gone in, John. She measured that all the way, was always shooting to that near post, and it always looked like it was going to curl in just at the last, and has. 2-0, fantastic finish, Newton Aragon.
Yeah, again, that's her second of the night, and again, she's impressed. She's impressed for the last 5 or 6 weeks. She's impressed, and you know, we talk about these young players coming through and one for the future, but again, saw her goalkeeper obviously off her line, looked at that right hand near post and sneaked it in. Great finish.
Yeah, you're the coach here, so I'll put this one to you. But for mine, she's only 16. You talk about one for the future, but the composure to take her time with that, measure the finish and side foot that to where she wanted to put it, That's composure and experience well beyond her years, John.
Exactly. And again, she still had a lot to do, we talk about, trying to finish. She's an out-and-out lefty. She's got a great left peg on her, so bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, and reading the play profiles before the game, she's got aspirations to be a Matilda. She keeps finishing goals like that. She's certainly going to go a long, long way. And that's the lady we're talking about now on the ball. Strong body work as she tries to release Pritchard Davies, but the ball gets its way through to a bio. Pritchard Davis on the ball. She's put the ball over the top for Hoffman, who I thought was offside, but obviously isn't because the flag has stayed down as we come out to Phoebe Lamboa, who unfortunately has touched that one out for a Litchfield throw. And the linesman's changed his decision. You don't often see that, John.
No, we don't. Obviously, with the commotion and the goal that just went by, Erin Davis seems to have given way and been subbed.
Yeah, so
due to that injury.
Yeah, Adele Bolwell that's come on, the number 5.
Adele?
Yeah. And that's her first touch there. And she'll look to release Jennings out on this right-hand side. First time ball, nice ball forward to Casey Reid. Looks to play it back to Jennings. Ball over the top, that's one to chase, but should be the keeper's. She'll take that back into her area. No, she won't. She plays the ball out. Confident stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, very confident with her feet. And that's Malboy Hudson that's played the ball forward to a bio. She's got runners steaming forward as well. Plays into the channel. And Casuarina, intervention for... Litchfield, intervention for a Casuarina throw. So that's Phoebe on the ball. She's in the box. We've talked about her good feet. She's tried to tee the ball up here for Anion Smith. Anion Smith again with the shot, right-footed this time. Tested the keeper there. Did well to make space for herself on the right foot from the edge of the area, 18 yards out, and tested the keeper well.
Yeah, again, great strike. Kept it low this time, and equal to that, the great save from the goalkeeper.
And you feel here, John, as we're in the 78th minute, 12 minutes to go in regulation, plus a little bit of stoppage time. Litchfield are going to have to push to try and pull one back, and that will open the game up. And you just feel that Anion Smith is buying enough tickets that she's going to win this raffle eventually and pick a third here, going back on the counter. So it's Clark on the ball, tussling with Hoffman. Ball's won, and that'll stay in here. And Pritchard Davies coming back on it, and she's looked to take the ball down this left-hand channel. It's the replacement in there, trying to make the intervention. Hoffman on the ball. She looks inside now. Fulton's got her hand up, as well as Anion Smith. Anion Smith plays that ball to Fulton. She looks from a long way out, and it'll be one bounce through and comfortably into the arms of Thielen.
Yeah, a bit optimistic there. Again, distance would have stretched her a little bit there, but again, good intent from Casuarina.
Yeah. And the breeze certainly not as strong in this second half as it was in the first, but still blowing left to right on your screens wherever you're watching on the Perform Network and through the Facebook channels of FNT out on YouTube. It was the first time, and Hoffman couldn't control. I think Pritchard Davies might have put Hoffman off there with her attempt at what would have been a wicked shot with her right foot from the cross in, but lovely back heel. We'll give all the credit there to Jennings. That's class. That'll make the replays for sure. And she's put the ball forward now, the replacement one for Reid to chase. That's not quite 50-50, but ball back in the middle. This will be a shot. First time, unfortunately, couldn't quite control that there, Leonie Richards, but she was within her rights to take that one on from 35 because Casemiro was nowhere near her ground, John.
Yeah, again, and always hard, difficult in terms of it's a bouncing ball, so you've got to hit it right. But again, Leonie Richards saw the goalkeeper off her line, just couldn't get it right with the execution.
And this is Phoebe Lamboa coming on, so the two sisters on the field now for her debut as well, first senior game. And it's Fulton, I believe, that's come off the pitch, Alexandra. So her work's done after 80 minutes of good football here tonight. That shot down the other end will be her last contribution.
Yeah, she had a good night tonight. Again, she's the engine room, if you want to call her, for the Rowdies. So
I think that one was More of a cross coming in there from Leonie Richards, but dangerous area. Someone's just got to gamble and take that one on there. And this is number 7, Phoebe. As I said, I'm going to refer to the two of them by their first names, given they're both on the pitch. Couldn't quite get a touch on the ball there, and Hoffman's got it, brings it down to nice control behind her back, where the ball forward through. And there is her first touch in senior football, young Phoebe. And Jubilee, unfortunately, straight offside here. She'll make her way back into position, but smart not to put the ball through there for Casuarina. And that's Maddie coming forward with the ball now for Litchfield. Tries to get the ball forward in through to her number 10, Casey Reid, but just couldn't pick out the pass. So Brock put that one just a little bit too heavy and it'll go out for a Casuarina goal kick. And while Casemiro gets that ball, John, we'll take the opportunity in the second half here to thank our sponsors, Hyundai, long-term sponsors of football in this country, Rebel Sport, Umbro, Steel Line, NTF Construction Supplies, and of course Northcrest, the beautiful Northcrest scoreboard we're looking here at Darwin Football Stadium at Larrakia Park. A lovely tackle from behind there by the number 7, Phoebe. Ball's gone through to her sister now in Jubilee. She's turned, puts a foot on it, looking for an option. Plays the ball back into her sister. Just the two Lamboas keeping the ball here, John. They've been doing this in the backyard all their life. How easy is this, they say?
Again, we newcomers to the game. Great to see him out there playing this beautiful game.
And the ball's gone out to Malboy Hudson at right back. Couldn't quite pick the pass out. It's intercepted there. But it's still come through to Casuarina's advantage. And it's a direct ball forward for that lady I've been talking about, Phoebe. She's streaming forward, but hasn't quite got the pace to go past Kelly Fogarty. Covered her ground well there, Fogarty.
Yeah, again.
Put that one out for a throw. Great wheels.
Experienced campaigner, Kelly Fogarty. Again, got across, intercepted that. She brings a lot to the Litchfield team. Obviously experience and never say die attitude, and always wears her heart on the sleeve.
Big throw. That's made the 18-yard box and into a bio as she stands up strongly under the challenge and tries to lay the ball back so they can get a shot off here. But good intervention from Litchfield. And they could be away again here if this ball gets past Malboy Hudson, but it doesn't. She comes back with the ball through the midfield. It's sort of getting a bit open here this last 10 minutes as both sides search for a goal. Litchfield to pull one back and make it game on. Then Casuarina to try and get a third to put this game to bed, John. So the ball's gone forward here. And Abayo, again, too quick there, Fogarty. You just felt like Abayo was going to get that. And perhaps put the ball forward for Newton Aragon to get a hat-trick. Yeah. She could have slid that one across and potentially put this one away.
Yeah, well read again from Fogarty. We tend to say, pace isn't her biggest thing in terms of her game, but, over those 5 to 10 yards, she's very, very quick off the mark.
So great run there from Hoffman, another debutant, to get that throw in there, and she's put the ball forward. You feel like she's going to be a real asset in this midfield here, since with the things we've seen her do in this this second half here, John, since she's come on at the halftime break, the number 8, we're talking about Rachel Hoffman.
She initially started as a 9 when she went on, but...
Reed's broken there, but didn't quite have the pace to get away from Courtney Wilson, and the ball's come back again for Casuarina. Again, trying to pick out a bio, but just couldn't quite find the right pass. So Pritchard Davies looks inside and finds Rachel Hoffman. Pulls back, lovely drag back for anyone watching at home. That's how you drag a ball back. Unfortunately, she's turned the ball over and it's coming back out the other way with Litchfield. Again, this right-hand side, again through Jennings. She must have done 10 or 12 kilometres tonight. That one's gone straight into the face of the Courtney Wilson there, who's got a sore jaw after that one. But she's got no time to worry about that now. She's got defensive work to do, and good body work there on Clark by Wilson. All fair. No, says AR1 on the near side. Nasir. John, I just thought that was a good check in running.
Yeah, look, looked okay from up here, but I think the down there referee Nazir probably saw that one a bit better, and I think that was just based on copping a ball in the face about a minute before that. I think that was just pure frustration.
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you, the players are obviously with us on this one because they're asking the referee what is it. They don't know what the decision is either, John. But I can tell you that it's a Litchfield free kick that'll be swung in here by Miley Clark here on this right-hand side. And this is a real good opportunity for them to peg one back and make this into a real interesting contest this last 5 minutes. As Hart's warming up behind the goal have been told to hold fire as this ball swings in no man's land. Keeper said come, and it's been tapped in. Oh, my goodness, that was an open goal, and we couldn't quite get a finish from Litchfield. Casemiro came. She didn't claim the ball. The runner went through and couldn't quite get there at the first time of asking. And then we had an open goal shot from the number 12, Rachel Thurlow. John, harder to miss than score there, and somehow it's just sailed wide. Yeah,
exactly, JD. And again, it sums up their night really, Litchfield, in terms of that final pass or that final shot. It just hasn't happened for them tonight. So again, they won't be happy with that. But again, great opportunity for Litchfield.
Yeah, look, well done, Rachel Thurlow. She got herself into a good position and a dangerous ball in from Clark. But yeah, what might have been. That will buoy them here, though, this last 5 minutes. That'll certainly put a spring in the step of Litchfield, you'd imagine. They'll come home with a wet sail here. Breeze at their back is picking up back to the levels that it was in the first half. So Brock with the throw. Can that be kept in? It's managed to stay in from Casuarina. Might have been better leaving that one go out for a goal kick. As there's a scrap over in the far corner of the pitch, and Pritchard Davies tries to win it but loses out. As interestingly, the lights have just gone out at TIO Stadium across the road there. And I'm pretty sure there's matches going on across there tonight. John, I don't think that's planned at 8 o'clock on a Friday evening. And there's a change being made here. Rebecca Jennings' night is done, and she's being replaced by Aaliyah Logan, coming on for the last couple of minutes plus injury time. Good to get a run, the young kid. She'll enjoy her minutes out on this right-hand side. Alia Logan. Apologies, I've pronounced your name wrong there. So Casemiro clears it. Can't beat the first line of defence. And a little nutmeg there on Smith. Ball forward for Reid. Just couldn't get there.
Yeah, good ball there. Just overcooked it a little bit there. And again, Tana was out in a flash, wasn't she?
So Pritchard Davies turns the ball over in midfield. Won by Brock. Ball to Thurlow again. She'll be trying to atone for that earlier, and she slapped a nice ball forward through, and just a heavy touch there, unfortunately, from Litchfield. They're creating opportunities. They're getting into the final third. It's just that execution. You can work with that, John.
Again, a lot of positives from this game. Again, Greg, coach of Litchfield, will be looking at, we're getting into these areas where we're creating chances. We're just not putting them away. So positive signs from Litchfield.
Abayo's got the ball to Pritchard Davies. Ball forward. I thought they were all onside there, but clearly just off. Must have been only millimetres in it,
Yeah,
John.
just couldn't hold a line there. Just a bit too keen. But again, great ball by Pritchard Davies.
So we're into the 90th and last minute here, plus stoppage. 2-0. Probably a fair scoreline, John?
Yeah, I think, look, in terms of experience, we speak about it year in, year out, the experience some of the rowdy players have got in terms of been playing in the Women's Premier League for years on now. And let's not forget, they're still young too. So, look, I think the positive sign for Litchfield is that they're creating chances. They're getting in goal-scoring opportunities. Just that final execution is what's let them down tonight.
And that's Fogarty steaming forward, but good body work again done there by Anyan Smith. Show that she's got defence in her game as well as attack, John, because otherwise Fogarty was definitely in. And then coming back the other way now, so Litchfield picked that out as the ball ends at their own half. And it's a turnover. Young Jubilee's on the pitch. She's got the ball, put the ball forward into an area, and it's a bit of excitement. That's good to see at the end of the game.
Yeah, she's having a laugh with her teammates there now, and yeah, really good to see.
Isn't it good to see people just enjoying their football? Win, lose or draw, it's the beautiful game. And so referee Ben Kivett calls an end to this one at 2-0 to Casuarina over Litchfield on your Friday night. And as we look ahead, tomorrow night on Saturday, John, we've got Hellenic playing the NT Yappers, followed by, on Sunday, we've got Azuri against Mindle. So they're games you'd expect Hellenic and Mindle to win, and certainly they're going to need to respond to the win here from Casuarina if they're going to maintain their place in the top two at the expense of Casuarina by the end of the weekend.
Again, yeah, we're talking about crunch games and games that, have to be won. So, this 6-week period or, the next 3.5 weeks, it's a crucial period for all these teams, So I call it the business end of the season. So, and what teams, prepare the best and get the points will tend to come out on the top half of the ladder towards the end.
Absolutely. So I'll say thank you to John Tambouris. We'll go to our highlights in just a moment. It's 2-0 here, Casuarina over Litchfield, and we'll come back with the full-time show in just a moment. And welcome back here to Darwin Football Stadium on a beautiful Friday night. My name's John Dean. I'm joined by Eki, who's got 2 goals here in a 2-0 win for Casuarina against Litchfield. I think that's your 6th goal for the season. How's that feel?
I don't really know. I guess like a lot of my goals, they were just like me being in the right place at the right time. But the goals I scored tonight, I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get you to talk us through the first one in a moment, but the second one, John Tambouris, the technical director, and myself were talking about it. You found yourself in a lot of space coming down here on this near side, but you showed experience beyond your years to measure it and take it left-footed, curl it into the near post. You knew what you were doing all the way. Brilliant finish. How did it feel?
Yeah, I felt really good. I was surprised she got to it, didn't get to it. I was like, oh, I was like so surprised when I was on the floor too. I was like, oh, okay, that went in. I was like, I'll take it.
Awesome. And the first goal, a lot of pace. You were steaming in at the back post. Can you talk us through that one in the first half?
I don't know. It seemed really slow motion. So then I was like, oh, everyone's there, so I might as well make a run and get to it. So I was surprised I was caught onside because usually I get caught offside with that. But yeah, just went patient on the ball and finished it.
So a lesson for all your kids at home to keep running in at the back post because you never know the ball's going to get there. And we look ahead now after a really good win tonight. You guys have moved yourself into 2nd place potentially, at least for the moment, depending on the results over the weekend. But then you've got an opportunity to solidify that and potentially move up even further with a game midweek against Azuri. So what's the attention focus to now? Is it recovery? Are you going to train again, or is it pretty light between now and Wednesday?
Most probably light, but probably focus on a lot of things, like small things, especially if we're playing against Azuri, just fixing our small mistakes and everything.
Awesome work, and thanks so much for your time tonight. Well done again. Good luck for the rest of the season, and we'll leave it there from this 2-0 Casuarina over Litchfield in round 10 of the Women's Premier League here at Darwin Football Stadium. John, but given the fact that their opposition's coming in on such a short turnaround, are we expecting Casuarina to really try and dictate the terms here in terms of pace from the off? It was 27 degrees when we walked. So ball swung in by Fulton. Unable to be met by any Casuarina players, but bouncing in the middle. And that lady you talked about before in Angan Smith tried to take a shot, didn't quite get the technique, but we ended up with no left foot, so the ball's played out to the left-hand side and recycled well here. The coach will be happy with this, as it's Erin Davis on the ball, and she has a lash from distance that travels wide, but good sign of intent there from
Nikki, in terms of where they played this year, they played an integral part in the Casuarina.
Sorry, great run here, John, into the box, an opportunity for a goal, and 1-0. Great.
So that's made it very, very interesting.
Yeah, well, certainly Jacintha's the 3rd top scorer in the league, and was certainly Casuarina's top scorer, as we see a pretty breeze get through, John. But danger signs to see him needing that intervention 14 minutes into the first half. As the ball's drifted in, that was dangerous there. Keeper came but did not clear. And or can she find a pass? Ooh. You could hear that through the effects mic. Confident stuff from Thielen coming out of her area there, but nearly played herself into trouble, as I think this will be a shot while she's off her line. And a nice ball into the channel there for Wilson, who's got time to measure and again passes the ball back. They've had plenty of options here through the midfield as the ball goes again to that lady we've spoken about before, but that was a lash shot.
That bit of the body language at the moment, there are some tight legs out there. You know, we spoke about it before the game. You know, how you back up a game in 48 hours. So hopefully,
you look at Litchfield, they're really, particularly on the right-hand side, favouring us. We might just stop that as that's a beautiful run that's beaten 3 here. And lovely sliding intervention, left, right, cut back in, and nice save at Casuarina. Brilliant family club, the Rowdies. That's a nice ball into the middle, no one on the end of that. But Teelan wasn't sure whether to come or go there, John.
Yeah.
And playing advantage. Expect that Wilson will run this one down. We get some numbers into the middle. And Pritchard Davies, great run, was calling for that really early, always, as that's a nice ball forward here for Clark. Can she get a cross in? We need some numbers in the box here from Litchfield. She played the ball back for Davis, but it didn't quite make there. Davis, ball's still in, and that will be a corner. Through to Clark. Tries to release Reed. That's not a bad ball, just a little bit heavy, but good signs, John. That's called right back into the middle. But a nice release again. Good cross. On the team sheet, she's down as part of the back three, Elizabeth Missob, but that was a very nice ball in from the right-hand side as they play short to Fulton. Fulton crosses the ball dangerously and almost had too much time there, John. Picked out Richards at the first time of asking, but couldn't quite control it, and they'll do wise to play this one back and get it away, and that's what they do to Teelan. Put under a little bit of pressure, but she's got there in the end via Brock.
A 30, pings a 30-yard ball out to her right wing. Great execution there.
So Smith again, that was on target. Be a right-footed in-swinger. It's going towards the back post, but not quite held at the first time of asking by Teelan. She's asking, though, for it to go out. So no risk defending, and you can't really argue with it, John. So again, this is Anion Smith with the swung-in corner from the left-hand side, the scoreboard side of the field. Ball back into a dangerous area and attacking it well there with Pritchard Davis. Run-ins already tonight, so that'll keep going and be pretty good in the second half, I imagine, John. Yeah,
we spoke about it before the game, you know, Brock and Jennings on the right-hand side, so...
But nothing, says the referee, as looks for the left-footed cross in, chested down to her own advantage. Well brought down there in the middle, but just couldn't get the shot off, unfortunately. Can't the in-swinging right-footed corner. Hangs it up in the breeze. Nobody really attacking that ball as the ball goes out again to Kanye. Back to the 11, the goal scorer. She's chipped that up. Dangerous, but just over with a fairly long throw, but nice intervention from Brock. And not much stoppage time, but there wasn't much stoppages there, John, is it? Referee blows for 1-0 half-time.
They'll be trying to force one or try and get another couple if they could. But as I said, Litchfield get one. We've got a game on our hands.
So Anion Smith from distance. That had to be all of
players that we have in the Northern Territory, you know, from different countries and nations, you know.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there. As Litchfield steaming onto the ball, looking for the cross shot. Oh, it was a cross shot from Megan Johnson, might have floated in. But ball comes back the other way. Reed, she must have only just been offside there, John. I thought she was on control that time. Coming back the other way, but Missob stands out and takes it. Ball in the channel here. There's two. Hoffman says, no, you take it. Ball back in. I thought that was going to be later. We'll have the right-footed in-swinging corner. She hangs it up at the near post. And at the second time, and coming at her, and she's going to be wearing on in the second half.
Again, they're trying to create that overload on that right-hand side, and you've got Pritchard Davis now that's just...
So by pattern of play, John, both sides seem to fancy their right side. That's another shot from distance.
Played around the back, played into midfield, and then played into their forward line. Just got it wrong on that final pass.
One for Jennings to chase, and she seems to be on side. Tried to play it first time into the middle, and she's happy to set it at half-time, perhaps because she's come out firing.
Again, you know, we spoke about Aragon. She had a bit of space in that first half.
Ball over the top. Erin Davies won to chase here. She's got the ball in front. Just sort of lost. Reed breaks here. Nice little step over, but again, timely intervention from Casemiro, who puts it out on this near side.
Credit to the referees. They do a fantastic job, and Albert Krause, who's head of refereeing game tonight, get down here because the chips and gravy are absolutely fantastic. So I want to credit Lee, who's in the canteen tonight. Serves up some great...
Rebounds come back to Kanye. She's played onto her left foot, back to Smith. Lovely footwork, but just couldn't fashion a chance. Tried to take it on there with a snapshot with their left foot. Good ball forward. Geez, that's just gone over the bar. Erin Davies. Maisie run through the midfield. Beats two, one of them twice. She's taken it on from 35. That's high. And ball's just chipped in at that near post again. Keeper came, couldn't claim it the first time, but bounce ball's going to come her way. So that's Clark. Turns the ball over. Newton Aragon, the goal scorer. She's seen the keepers off her line, measured it up, curled it, and that has gone in. So that's Phoebe on the ball. She's in the box. We've talked about her good feet. She's tried to tee the ball up here for Anion Smith. Anion Smith again with the shot, right-footed this time.
For the Rowdies, so
I think that one was streaming forward, but hasn't quite got the pace to go past Kelly Fogarty. Covered her ground well there, Fogarty.
Yeah,
got defensive work to do, and good body work there on Clark by Wilson. All fair. No, says AR1 back, and make this into a real interesting contest this last 5 minutes. As Hart's warming up behind the goal, have been told to hold fire as this ball swings in no man's land. Keeper said come, and it's been tapped in. Oh my goodness.
they're getting in goal-scoring opportunities. Just that final execution is what's let them down tonight.
And that's Fogarty steaming forward, but good body work again done there by Anion Smith.
Yeah, really good to see.
Isn't it good to see people just enjoying their football? Win, lose or draw, it's the beautiful game. And so referee Ben